Alright guys, so I literally just made an 8-minute update video, and I'm re-recording it because I think there's a lot of cool information in there, and it'll help you be a better trader, and it'll show you into how I am trading, and how I like to trade. So I'm going to erase all this and do it all over again. So you can see there's Link, this is the chart for Link. You can see it was a nice uptrend, and then it sort of fizzled out, and then all of a sudden it started the uptrend again. So what I did was I looked for and you can see there's 5 waves right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? So when we get 5 waves, what do? We take the Fibonacci from the very first entry point of the first wave to the 5th wave, right? To the end of the 5th wave, the whole structure. And then we look for the 61.8, and this is the area where we will buy. So we will put our little buy box at the 61.8, and then we will look for confluence. So where's some confluence? Well, look at that. It lines up perfectly with the 1, with the resistance, and there's also some support over here as well, so it's not too bad. And there's some support right here as well. So a lot of support around the 61.8. So then what happens? We just wait, and boom, we get the 61.8, and then it usually surges up. So where does it usually surge up to? Well, usually it surges up to the 38.2. So this is like the 2 fibs. You just go 1, 2, and it goes up to 38.2. And so this was our first take profit level. This was the take profit right here. And what do you do after you after it hits the 61.8? Or you obviously you could do it beforehand as well to gauge even more into the future. Is you look into the Fibonacci, you do the Fibonacci, and you see if there's more confluences. So we just do the Fibonacci right here, and look at this, 38.2. Look at that, lines up perfectly with the 38.2 retrace of the entire structure. What an amazing confluence. Not only that, but we have all of this support. It ended right there, so we have some resistance, we have some support, we have a lot of resistance, some support. So perfect place to take profits was this area, so good job. What's the second place to take profits? The second place to take profits is the 61.8 of the Fibonacci from the entire structure. So we took it from the 61.8, and this is our take profit 2. And you could see if there's any confluence for this. So there's the 23.6 for the entire structure. So that's one confluence. Then you could see there's some resistance right here. There's some support right here. There's some support right here. So lots of nice confluence for this area as well. Then what you could do is you can come in here, and this right now has been 1 wave up. So this you can see is 1 wave. It's probably going to come down again, right? And then come up again, and go down again, and then come up again. So if that's the case, where are these things going to land, right? Well, that's where you sort of got to go into the lower time frames to see if there's a structure within the graph. And you can see there is. What does this look like right here? Well, this looks like, to me, starting 1, starting 2, starting 3, starting 4, and then maybe 5, and then maybe up there. So this is a possible scenario. Usually the 5, on bullish trends, 5 wave comes up and over exceeds the 3 wave. On neutral or bearish trends, it stunts, it gets stunted at the top, at the local top, maybe a little bit below. But this is pretty bullish, there's a lot of things coming about Link, so it's bullish, so I'll just extend it to there. So what can you do? Well, you look for more confluence. So how do you do that? Fibonacci, of course. So what you do is you take the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, and then what you do is you take the Fibonacci extension from the bottom to the top of the wave to the bottom, and this is how you figure out where this is going to land, how far up this is going to go, right? So we took the fib from here to here, and then we took the Fibonacci extension from here to here to here, and you could see this area right here is a negative 61.8 and the 100. This is the take profit area. It's such a good take profit area. If you get both of these lined up, the negative 61.8 and the 100 for the extension, man, I would always take profit there. There's always going to be some profit taking there. But not only that, you have the take profit, like we mentioned, the 38.2 of this downward structure, and you have the 38.2 of the entire structure. So not only do we have the 38.2 of the entire structure, the 38.2 of the down structure, but we have the, from here to here, Fibonacci, the negative 61.8, and we have the, on the Fibonacci extension, the 100. You can't really see it, but there's the 100. You can see the 100 is right there, and it lines up perfectly. So that's exactly where we would take our profits. So then what you can do is, how do you know where this is going to come down to? All right, well, this is how I do it. First thing I do is I take the Fibonacci from the bottom to the top, and I look for the 38.2, right? So the 38.2 from the bottom to the top, and then I look for this is for 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and I look for the 38.2, and I look for confluence. We got some resistance right here, some confluence resistance right here, and some area right here, but this isn't like really too great, you know. But we do have a resistance right here, so there's a few different confluences right here. And then what I really do, whoops, get this out of the way. I don't know what that was. What I really do then is, you know, take this one off. I'll take the Fibonacci from this structure and I look for the 61.8, right? So there's a 61.8. And what do you know? It lines up with the 38.2 of the whole thing, right? So far. So we have that. And oops, so that's the area where I'm going to rebuy, is the 61.8 of this retracement. Just like, you know, right there. Got some confluence. So let's do that. And usually on bullish, when it's super bullish, it only goes to 30. Sometimes it only goes to 38.2. But I mean, this is a pretty big run up, you know, 30%. So it's probably going to retrace quite a bit to the 61.8 of this particular thing, and then move up some more, and that would be really cool. So I'm gonna put my order in right there, 61.8, and where is it? It's at 2 1 whatever. Let me get this exactly correct, right? So it's at either 216 if you take it from the body, or it's at 219 if you take it from the wick. This wick doesn't seem to be too much. If the wick is really, really, really high, or like if it's overextended, then just the wick, then I take it from the body. But this one is pretty short, so I'll take it from the wick. And then I'll look at this, and I'll put my order in. It's 219, so I want to front run this. Instead of 219, I'm going to put it in 205. So that's a little bit above, just to make sure. And I'll put my stop. I'll put my stop below the 78.6, you know, and that's not too bad. And if this, you know, works out to plan, then essentially could go all the way up there for 28% gain to this area where it is the 61.8 retrace of this structure, right? And also the 23.6 of this big structure. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in over here. And you want to, I always, you know, have it a little bit below. So probably 28199, or I don't know. Yeah, probably that. Just check to see. This is the 4 hour. If you do it on the 4 hour, then essentially it goes up there. But I think the daily is a better area to do it with. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll take my profits here. Still really, really good profits. Some confluence over here, resistance. So heavy resistance over here, some support, and should be it, right? Oh, I guess what you could also do is do the extension from this perspective scenario and see where that lands. So if it goes up here and then comes, if it does come back down, does this like, you have to see if it lines up with anything, right? And you know, this lines up right here, so it might be over here fine, but I would rather do it. I'd rather, like, you know, take profits 61.8, and should be about right. I mean, if you take it from the body, then this area right here is the area, is the take profit area, right? So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my profit at this area. 28199 seems like a good area to me, and I'll update it if it needs to be updated. But for now, I think it's pretty good. Yeah. All right, I'll update later.